But yeah, so let's go ahead, start again. Oh shoot, it's... That's why. Fuck. I mean, you're not entirely wrong. It's a shame, because I did this level basically perfect last time. Shit. What else? Nope. Bad devil. Yay, gold split already. Damn it! No! You know what? We're just gonna go ahead and continue, see how long it takes me to actually get up those. That's going to definitely slow down. Oop, fuck. It's definitely gonna kill my... Well, at least on the bright side, from here on out, I can't really... Like, when I do it next time, I should hopefully be able to do it better. That means that this time I'm gonna go slowly because I used the present that I needed. Oh shoot, it's actually just right here. No, didn't even have to go that far, damn. Oh shit. Yeah, you're not wrong, Zach. Not even gonna know. I'm not gonna have enough air. Hey Luciano, how's it going? Yeah, got a Team Liquid jersey. Yeah, the cam's back. I figure for the speed run, especially because the different things, they definitely want people to have. This is gonna suck. Stupid Hillary girls. Hey Poetry, it's going well, how are you doing? By the way, welcome guys, I'm doing 12-hour speedrun. Oh! The Major? I just felt like wearing this. I mean, I know that today is one of their games, but I didn't see how it went. Ooh, I do not like you. Definitely missed an important present, but yeah. Oop! That's gonna... Damn it. That was honestly about as terrible luck as you could get. Where am I? Okay, that's not terrible. Fuck. Any better luck? That's not better luck. Another doorway. Food, thank God. It's over there, isn't it? Oh yeah, no, this is a fun game. In case you couldn't tell, it's from the late 80s, early 90s, so the music definitely like fits the tone of it. Alright. Thank you, Zach. So the goal here, so the point of the game is that ToeJam and Earl, the two aliens, one of which I am right now, they were flying through the galaxy in their spaceship, and they hit an asteroid, and they crashed on Earth. So they're stuck here trying to pick up all the pieces that fell on the different parts of the world. So the goal of the game is to find the different pieces. There's 25 levels. The top one will always have the last piece, and there's presents that you get that can do different things. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. Just like that, there's also actually that wizard right there is actually a really good. So all the things that you see are like the enemies are Earthlings. And there's good Earthlings and there's bad Earthlings. That one right there actually would have been a good one. As you kind of could guess, the bees were not so friendly. Perfect. And you can get tomatoes, which basically act as weapons. And I'm actually kind of glad, or actually not kind of, I'm really glad I got that. Yeah, the bees. So, you can kill any of them. Some are, even the good ones, you can kill them. Alright, damn, that took way longer than I would have liked. So we're already over halfway to the world record, and I'm only on level 6 out of 25. I think it's this one. Yeah. So yeah, what it is you're gathering the ship pieces on every level and then finding the elevator and going up to the next one. It's actually pretty simple, but and the non-fixed world, the random world, is actually one of the first random.
I love you.
Thank you for the bit, Zach. But the random world, I believe, is one of the first real roguelikes. So. I have enough for this, because I might have used a little too much. Oh! Perfect. Oh, the hula girl is not ideal. There we go. That was a lot quicker of a stage, thankfully. I didn't pick up the rockets. It's from level 3, so this one's gonna be slow. But yeah, so the goal that I'm going for is, this is the fixed world, so all the presents, all the pieces are gonna be in the same spot. So everything should be a bit easier. I've already made more than a few mess ups, so it's already not going great. But I mean, that's just it. You kind of learn. You kind of learn as you go along. And you're supposed to get better. So. Ooh, I hate tornadoes. Do not pick me up, damn it. So, as I've said, there's the different enemies. I'll try to explain some of them as they become relevant. Oof. The tornado is not the worst, but it's annoying, because it will pick you up and take you somewhere. You have no control where. Oof. And Gopher might actually be the worst one yet. So the Gopher will steal your presents. The bees, the devil, the lady with the shopping cart, they're all, they're just ones that if they hit you, they do damage to your health, which you can see under the name ToeJam in that little box. The stars tell you the number of lives that you have. There it is. Yeah. The Gopher is actually one of the most annoying, because some of the ones that it steals are really useful. Honestly, kind of necessary. Lightly down. did actually. I didn't expect that to go so well. Alright, cool. Lawnmower man. This was a nice quick stage. Oh yeah, I didn't actually even do the split on time. Oops, oh well. There it is. Alright, cool. So as you can see here, that's all the different pieces that make up the spaceship that we're trying to... Nope! Oof! Yeah, damn it. Well, let's get to help establish one of the other things about this game, and that's you can fall down the levels, and then you have to go right back up, which can be really annoying if you fall down on a stage where there's, or like, you get past the stage where there's a lot of enemies, and then you fall down and have to deal with them again. I'm actually gonna do this. Another little tidbit is the roads make you faster. So if you're walking, actually I think it's even when you're using the high tops, it'll still increase your speed. With the rocket skates, you're just going. Not worth the risk. But while you're on them, you move faster, just period. And so it's always better when you're moving around to try and use those when possible. And then I do want to point out... Oh, fuck. Oh, okay, that was kind of lucky. That's not near as lucky. Oh. Damn it. But yeah, so what I was gonna say is I do want to point out that there's the two aliens, ToeJam and Earl. Obviously each one does something different. Earl has more health, but is much slower. So usually when doing the speedruns, people use ToeJam since he's much faster. There is Earl percents as well to compensate for the fact that he is that much slower, so it's going to be a different time. Now we're trying to deal with those. So Santa Claus there, if you sneak up on him, which, like, holding the action while moving, you actually can pick up presents, but sneaking while trying to move fast is just not feasible, so he's not really dealt with it all during the speedrun. Oh, fuck me. Nope. That's Icarus wings? Yeah. Those will be nice. You know what? Fuck it. We're gonna do this. Even though it's risky because of the shark. Oh, hey, look. There's the... No! Oh, fuck. That was dangerous. That was not worth the risk, but at least I did end up going in the right direction. There is another one. The reason why this is any percent is because you can use doorways. There's another one that I was looking at where you don't use doorways. And honestly, considering my luck with how the doorways have gone, it may not even be worth it. Oh, shit. I don't have... Jesus! What is with you gophers? Oof. Okay. It's gotta be to the left, I think. And so the opera singer there, I'm not trying to avoid her because she's dangerous. She's actually really useful, but she's useful in that she will, when she sings, like you give her money, she sings and all of the enemies on screen go away. This is going to suck. Thank you for at least just taking a doorway, you fucking hula girl. Luckily they die easily, but I have no clue where I am now. Oh, okay. So further the way I wanted to go, I think. Just die, gopher. Shit, you weren't the one I thought. Yeah, so the issue with the hula girls is that they will make you dance. Like, it won't kill you, and it's not guaranteed that it will happen. But what will happen is when it does get you, you're stuck sitting there unable to move, which is not always a problem. When there's no enemies around, it's legitimately no big deal. But when there is enemies around, like the gophers, it can really screw you over. And that wasn't even, like, it's not even bad here. It gets way worse later. Now, as you can see, one of the things about this game is there's points where you don't really know that you can continue, but you walk by an area and you gain, like, it gives you new land. So there are 25 levels. Yeah, there's 25, which is why one of the speedrun challenges is just to get to 25 alive. Literally, the name of it is 25 to alive. And the whole point is just to make it to level 25. Motherfucker. Give me a second. There's resources I got to help me. Just gotta actually get to it. Motherfucker. Alright. Luckily, I knew I was in a safe area. Pretty much, yeah, study break. Fucking artillery. Chickens, I will eat you. I will gladly eat you. So, the enemies are randomized. Like, to a degree, the enemies are randomized. But the big thing is, like, oh, fuck. Alright, so, alright, cool. But pretty much the enemies are randomized. There's telephones that can be picked up. Oh, fucking nerds. Oh. Perfect. But there's telephones that can be picked up, and they're randomized where they are and what they'll show. And honestly, for the most part, since it's a fixed world, picking them up is not ideal. Only because of the fact that, I mean, the world's gonna be set. So, like, all the locations for presents, for the actual shape of the land, and the ship pieces are gonna be in the same spot every time. But, but the enemies that show up in terms of, like, where, is that will really I've moved 3 pixels. That is terrible RNG. So one of the other random things is whether or not, or where the doorway will take you. It's never guaranteed to be to the same spot. In fact, quite often it just simply won't be. As we've already seen. Sometimes it's just not very lucky. Sometimes you get exactly where you're wanting to go, though. So, I mean, it's pretty well. So what's fixed is really simply just the presence, the layout, and what will be on each floor. In terms of what the enemies are, not only they're randomized in where they are, but each level will only have certain types of enemies, and that's irrelevant of whether it's fixed or if it's random. Alright, fuck it, since that's already SOL. Oh, motherfucker, this is not gonna be fun. Now I definitely understand why it says to try and use a doorway to get there. It is not a fun walk. At least I get food on the way. But yeah, so like the earlier levels don't have as bad of enemies. Later levels will have some that are just terrible. Specifically, there's one that I absolutely hate, which is an ice cream truck. It disappears when it hits the edge and will reappear anywhere. It's really fast and it does a ton of damage, which makes it damn hard to... Which makes it damn hard to survive in some of the higher levels. I have rocket skates. Alright, cool. What else? I don't want to use these, but then again, I wasn't actually meant to pick them up because I picked them up one of the times when I was kind of stuck wandering a level. Okay. So one little trick, you can use the wings to, or there's also spring shoes, you can actually use those to take out flying enemies, which I believe there's really only like well, no, I think there's another one, but the big one is the Cupids, which we kind of saw earlier. What happens when they hit you is you get confused. It doesn't do damage, but it confuses you. This is a good idea to start doing this. Get me so much better. Yeah, swap controls confused, so up will be a random direction, and it's never the same, so... But... Okay, good. Oof. It was not pretty, but it worked. Yeah, that was... I mean, I knew the general area to go, but I didn't know specifically where to go, and it was just... Ugh. Oh, fuck. I can hear it. That honking is what I was worried about. Okay, so it's up here. Another thing, since I have them up, one thing to keep in mind with the wings is that when they end, you will fall, and that will, one, you can fall to your doom, or you can, or if you're trying to be fast, it will drop you and you'll bounce and you won't be able to move during it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Talking about 118, not 19. Perfect.
Money.
No! Fucking hula girl. Fuck you. Grab the doorways, whatever. Oh, that's the next one. Alright. No, son of a bitch, that was bad. Oh shit. Could have been worse. That mostly worked until I tried grabbing the stupid doorway. No! Fuck! 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 Throw the pawns. Just fucking throw the pawns. Up, since we've already fucked up a few times, we're just gonna take the slower route, sadly. And die. No point in grabbing that health. One thing I have not explained yet is the promotions, which is what I just got. They increase your health, and at certain levels will give you an extra life. You get them by exploring each brick on the map gives you an experience point. As you can see, the bottom right, 282. You also get them for using items, picking up health, etc. That was frustrating as hell. Oh man. Basically, yeah. Since I'm not talented enough to grab that and then get back up without killing myself. That was terrible. That was almost as bad as you could get. That was damn near as good as you could get. Yep, a spaceship with a snowboard.
Money.
No, I don't want to fly off the edge of the world. Okay. Not mention grabbing the That one right there is the boogeyman. Actually shows up early on, but and yes, Bird, it is actually a snowboard. Holy shit. Did I? Well, guess what? I'm back on this stage anyways. Don't drop me again, please. For the love of God, don't drop me. Oh, wait. There we go. I swear one of these times I'll actually be able to make it over there. You! Stay away from me. You're not. Oh. Okay. That was about as good of luck as I could have had on that. This is about as bad of luck as I could have asked for. Yeah, that time falling down was like I couldn't help it because of the fact that there was no way to get from where I was to a real land. I might have had a doorway, but it was not going to be worth using. Still catching me. I'm on I'm on the road and you still catching me. Yeah, don't have much of a choice. No. No honk. Yeah, you start to get slight PTSD when you hear that honk. I'm so close to dying. Do I have any health? I don't. No, you motherfucking. Alright, last life. Yeah, back to 21, but at this rate, I probably will not make it to 22. Hey, Nicholas. Yep, face cam. I've been a bit overdue to do it, and since I was doing a speedrun, I figured it'd probably be better to actually have it up, especially that way people can see my reactions to when I'm going through frustrating stuff. How are you doing today, Nicholas? Really? Oh, perfect. I will gladly take that. I'm doing well. On the getting kind of close to being done, but I'm also getting close to being dead, so we're gonna see how this goes. I better have rocket skates. Do not. I can't. It's just not feasible. Oh, that was lucky. Down here.
Whoa, whoa.
Let's get there. Alright, 3 more levels to go. don't have rocket skates. I do have is going to make this a little bit better, but not drastically.
Money.
Oh, fuck. Like, we're down to the last life. I am not taking chances. Nope, just not. Just not. No, I'm not, Zach. Perfect. This will allow me to stop by the mailbox, which will allow me to go ahead and pick up rocket skates. Nope. Nope. At this point, might as well take it a little slower and be safe. Especially since I'm so close to the end. Mother, oh thank God the dentist moved away.
Money.
Ooh, shit. That was close. Damn it. Hope I get the right one. I think it's that one. Yes. So one of the presidents actually allows you to go back up a stage if you've already been there. It won't let you go up a stage that you haven't been to, but it allows you to go back up a stage. So I just used that motherfucking. To get back up. Speaking of levels, I'm not sure I'm ever going to be able to get rid of or get out of. We're doing this the slightly easier way. Honestly, if I get sub 1 hour for my first try, I will be really happy. you up just because. Do not. On the bright side, this one is not that hard to get to. I'm not rocket skating, but I am going to definitely be using my presence. No! Yep, I knew it. I fucking knew it. I really hate this level. I really fucking hate this level. One nice thing, another nice thing about the wings is that you can't get stuck doing the hula while doing it. Since I don't want to get hit by a fucking whirlwind again. No! Oh, thank God. And time. 58:26. Told you sub 1 hour. I'm happy with that, but obviously I'm gonna keep doing this, try and get better. So I mentioned before that there was both of the aliens. One of the interesting things about this game is it actually does have a co-op mode where each person can play as one of the two aliens, and there's actually a co-op run as well. It is strange that even though Earl crashes it, if you play as ToeJam, Earl's not around. If you play as Earl, ToeJam's not around. So what happens is they actually end up on they're actually somehow back on their home planet, Funkatron. That's right, that is the actual name, Funkatron. And that's why you have to have the snowboard. I'm only going to do this the first time. After this, I'm going to go ahead and just back out and try doing it again. So yeah, this obviously is all of the residents of Funkatron, which kind of makes ToeJam and Earl look, you know, normal. And then the families.